Look at us. Okay, now we gotta go back now that the light is like on us. Oh my gosh, we're so coordinated. Yeah. Now it's dark again. Not sure why, but every time I look good, I always want to pull out the vlog camera because why? If you guys see me at my worst, you have to see me at my best. And I'm talking about the last video. That was definitely the worst. It's actually not the worst, but one of my lowest moments. We're going to get Ghanaian food today. Actually, the goal of today was to get meat for jollof and like hopefully soups or something. Just like cuts of meat, like turkey, goat, something I can actually, you know, is there something little I can maybe eat, maybe a little about or something?
I don't know how I feel. Is there something I could chew, maybe a little about or something?
You're hungry.
Well, I cannot call it hunger, but just something to feel.
Something, you know, thick. So that's what we're gonna do. And then we're like, why don't we actually just get Ghanaian food? That whole hair fiasco where I was there for 14 hours, if you guys remember. On my way there, I saw the Ghanaian restaurant. I actually was like, put it in my mind, like, let's go. And now we're going. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hopefully make a purchase. Oh, do you guys like my hair? Ah! I haven't actually even broke the icing yet. The elephant in the room. Look at that. At Tropics Braids on Instagram. She really bodied it. Okay, let me go before my husband gets mad.
Something I can't chew.
Maybe what?
Eba.
Oh, this is actually really good though.
It is.
We just had some Ghanaian food from Accra restaurant, but the weirdest thing is that they were like Liberian, which was very interesting to me because I walked in and it's called Accra restaurant, but then they had jollof, wache, fufu, okra stew, and then they had egusi, and that's when I was like, something's not right. Like, no Ghanaian restaurant will have egusi soup. Like, what?
And they had cut vegetables in the macaroni.
Yeah, and they put vegetables in the macaroni for the wache.
Yeah.
The spaghetti, I guess. And it's like, why would you do that? You know? So then I was like, something's off. And then we walked in and they were speaking. They were like playing like Islamic music, and they had, some of them had scarves, the workers, and they didn't speak tree. Isn't that so fascinating to me? And I was like, there's just no way, unless they're not cooking, they're just serving there. That makes more sense to me. But they looked like they were in charge of the place, and I just never in my life thought like that could happen to Ghanaian food, you know? Like, some other people could just like take it and make it. Or maybe they're not the ones making, maybe they knew there were a lot of Ghanaians in the area, so then they hired Ghanaians to cook, but they run the restaurant. That's smart. And then they added like egusi for maybe some Nigerians that may walk in. I can understand it. Anyway, I got this Accra ginger beer. This is the first restaurant we went to in the Bronx. This the first Ghanaian restaurant. This one was by far the best food. Like, the okra stew I thought was a little bland at first, but then I kept eating it and it was good. And the meat inside was so good. Anyway, this ginger beer is like the harshest thing I've ever had to drink. I wanted to thank you guys all so much for the good hearted, like the comments on my last video was so amazing, beautiful, like incredible. I cherish it a lot because it did validate me and sort of like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one that goes through this. But it also, you guys really spoke life into me, and I really appreciated that, and I want to speak life into you guys because I was really down bad in my last video, but I didn't post it just to like look weird. I just posted it to see if anybody related, and a lot of you did, which was very sad for me because I was like, okay, cool, like I'm not the only one. But also, like, it sucks having like your brain, the enemy, keep telling you what is wrong with yourself, and or even sometimes what's not wrong with yourself. Like sometimes it's literally nothing's wrong and it just wants to like lie to you. And I have learned a lot throughout the past 2 weeks. Like ever since that video came out, the past 2 weeks has just been dedicated to actually like rerouting those thought patterns because I realized they were holding me back so much. And okay, it's a quote by James Baldwin. It says, the role of the artist is exactly the same as the role of the lover. If I love you, I have to make you conscious of the things that you don't see. Or I don't know if you love me a lot, but I love you guys a lot, and I could tell and I could feel the love because you guys wanted me to be conscious of the things that I don't see about myself, and you're always like, you know, making me conscious of the things that I overlook, like, you know, speaking life into me and stuff. And I want to say that to you back, that like you are so worthy. And it's so funny, like the gall and the audacity of the number one sinner, like the number one accuser, the number one deceiver. Of course he has the audacity to come to you, a child of God, and be like, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, like just trying to put shame into you, because he's the one that's completely like full of shame and lies and deceits and just like darkness. Like it's him, right? It's him. And we are not full of shame. We should not be full of shame and guilt and lies and deceit and anxiety and worry and fear. And we're not meant to be. But because he is so full of everything that's so wrong, he wants you to feel bad too. He wants you to join he doesn't want to be lonely in his little sad boys club. He wants to recruit people. It has nothing to do with you. And this is something that actually changed like my mindset in the past 2 weeks, you know. But like, it actually has nothing to do with you. It has nothing. It doesn't matter if you never did anything bad a day in your life. If you were complete angelic pure, he will still find a way to try and tell you that you're not. And he would still find a way to make you question yourself and doubt and deceive you. Like, he's literally called the deceiver, meaning he tells you things that are not true. He's cunning. He's like clever. He wants to trick you. It's all a lie. And once you realize it's all a lie and it has nothing to do with you, it has nothing to do with your past or who you are or what people see you as or what you do, like what your hobbies are, what you look like, it literally has nothing to do. You could look like anybody else in the world, and he does the same thing to every single person. That's how you know it's not about you. So next time you start taking the devil's word personally and like actually taking it and thinking that it's for you, like, oh, you're fake, oh, you're a lie, oh, you're fraudulent, like imposter syndrome. A lot of you guys said that it was imposter syndrome, which I agree with. Someone actually said this also, which really stuck with me. They said that it seems like I could not come to full identity with like who I want to be, like this new identity in Christ that I have and being free and like bold in it. It seems like the devil does not want me to align with it, so it's trying to like trick me into like thinking about all the things that I used to be or things people used to say about me, and like really not being able to let that go, which I thought that was also really true. You guys are very perceptive and I appreciate that, but it has nothing to do with you. Like it's everything to do with him. He wants to recruit people to hang out with him in the dark and lonely alley, and he sees you. He doesn't even honestly, you could there's only so many ways I could say that it's not about you. It's not about you, because you are made new. Like every day when you wake up and you die to self, you're made new. You're made new in Christ. Like his mercies are new every morning. So you wake up, you are a new creation, you know, and the old things have passed away, you know. And so you wake up new every day, and he doesn't want that. He doesn't want you to understand like who you are and your identity. He doesn't want you to be bold and free. And it's so easy for me to say this now, but like back when I was really like accepting everything he was saying, you know, personally, it was really hard to see that, yo, don't you see that that's just the devil trying to trick you? But it's easier to say it when you're not in that mindset. When you're in that mindset, it feels like everything he's saying is right, but that's what he wants. It's literally his goal is to make you think that it's your thought, you know. So he makes you think that it's your thought. He makes you think it's your thought, and then you start believing yourself. You're like, oh yeah, that, you know, it sounds like something I would say, you know what I mean? And or it sounds like something someone else said to me before, so it must be true. And it really is not. Like, he does it to everyone. It's not you. So don't take it personally. Don't accept it. Just like another thing that I saw recently, this girl was describing negative thoughts as like a bus, and you're at the bus stop waiting, and each thought that comes is a bus. So if a bus comes that says I am not worthy, don't get on it. Just let it pass by. A thought that says I am fraudulent, no, let it pass. A thought that says you are ugly, you have no friends, you're a loser, nobody cares about you, until the thought that's like I am capable, you get on that one. I am strong, you get on that one. You know, just let those buses pass by, because it's not your bus and you don't have to be on it, and it's taking you to destination nowhere. The girl didn't say that in the TikTok. I made that one just now. I made that up just now. That's so good. It's taking you to destination nowhere. Okay, hear me out. So if you guys don't know, I have a Substack, and I can't shut up about my Substack. That's because I literally write daily, except for Sundays, and now Saturdays. I'm like, I'm not writing on Saturdays anymore. I'm tired. But we'll see. We'll see. A Substack is a daily. No, it's not. What I do is not. Let me start again. A Substack is an app. Think of it like Tumblr, but for people who like to read and write. So everyone who is writing things is on Substack. Everyone who wants to read interesting things are on Substack. So you download the app, or you don't have to download the app, but anyway, you go on the website or the app, and you subscribe to different Substack newsletters, and they either come in your mailbox, or if you have the app, they'll go on your notifications in the app. So I'm subscribed to a bunch of different Substacks. I'm subscribed to like some fashion ones, some Christian ones, some, that's it. Those are my main two categories, fashion and Christian. And honestly, some like personal essay ones. There are people who just post poems. Some people just do fashion, like things to buy, you know, things. Some people do essays, letters, all these things. So you can also do podcasts on there. So anyway, I have a Substack called Have You Died Today, and I use it as a daily devotional for you all. So if you subscribe, you get a devotional every day from me if you do the paid subscription. If you don't do the paid subscription, you still get a little preview of my daily devotionals, and on Wednesdays and Fridays you get to see the posts. So the only thing you're missing out on is Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays devotionals, but Wednesday and Fridays you get the posts. So I'm doing that. I started doing that in February, and it's been such a good discipline for me and a good exercise. I haven't missed a day. Maybe I have just once, but that's probably when my grandma died. Or I haven't missed a single post, and I take pride in that, because it's so hard waking up in the morning and like writing a devotional. Sometimes I know what I'm gonna write the day before, but mostly I just pick up my laptop and what I want to write comes to me. God gives it to me, and I get messages throughout the week, and I put them in my notes app, thinking like, okay, this is gonna go on my Substack every morning. Let's say I'll get like one line from God, and I'll be like, okay, that's a good Substack like devotional, and then I will write about it when the day comes and include like a journal prompt or verse, and yeah, and then I send it out, and you receive it in your email every morning at around like 8 or 9 a.m. So that's basically what I've been doing since February 1st, and it has been amazing. I love my Substack community. I literally have dedicated people who like every single devotional, and it's so exciting to see. And especially even the people who subscribe so that they can get, you know, the devotionals for every day of the week. I love you guys. I love you guys a little bit more. And yeah, it has really been fun. And so because of that, and then also bringing back that to self, I restocked some hats, and I want to restock some of the things that you guys are asking for, like the tank top, the Jesus Freak tank tops, and the tote bags. So yeah, I am in the process of restocking that. I also started working full-time again, and then my podcast, I kind of just stopped recording on podcasts because it got a little bit too much. And then vlogs, I was doing vlogs every Sunday, and then it got a little bit too much, you know what I mean? And I just I always find myself in these spaces where I have my eyes dead set on like a routine or something, and then something shakes it up a little bit, and I'm just like, and then like everything just scatters. And I started to think like there's so much I want to do. Like none of it seems pointless to me, even though sometimes the devil tries to tell me that like they're all pointless. To me, I love writing in the mornings and sending them out. I love having a little clothing line tied to Dying Daily, tied to me, shipping out orders, seeing you guys wearing them, photo shoots, ideation. I love that. I love talking, as you can see, so I love my podcast. You being able to do all of these things is a sign of my strength. So he spoke some life into me, and it made me feel really good. And it made what did I say? Really good. It made me feel really good, and it made me feel like I'm not failing. I am doing something really special and exciting every single day. Like every single day I wake up, I have the opportunity to do the most exciting things. Like so exciting, so fun. And he loves me no matter how many times I can post or record a podcast or do anything. And it is my goal to be able to post once a week on YouTube, once a week on the podcast, or maybe bi-weekly on the podcast, daily on Substack, and vlogging. And I just basically just have to prioritize. And that's something that I've had a hard time doing, like what comes first. And I'm realizing like the ministry comes first. God's assignment comes first. And I was watching a sermon by Stephanie Ike, and she is it Ike? Stephanie Ike or Ike? But because I thought it was Ike, but then I remembered the Nigerian actor Jamaic. So I'm like, maybe it's Ike. But she said that the enemy is after your assignment. He knows that your assignment is going to bless people. He knows that your assignment is going to help a lot of people. So he tries to derail you from it. He tries to make it sound like you know what I mean? He'll start bringing up problems in your life, and there was a lot of things going on, personally, and he was using that as maybe you need to focus on that right now. Maybe you need to, just focus on that. Focus on your family. They need you. There's you can be there for a family, but he tries to make you neglect what God has called you to do in order to distract you and delay you. And so he's throwing curveballs. All of those are an attempt to stop you from your assignment, which is to bring people into the light. He knows how dangerous it is when a lot of people don't believe his lies anymore. He's going to be real lonely when a lot of people don't believe his lies. And so he doesn't want that. And so even the things that he tries to tell you or feed you in your mind, you can't do it. Who do you think you are? Why do you think you can do that? All these things. Oh, your mom is sick, or oh, your, sister, and you know what I mean? All these things. You're falling out with your friend and you're failing your class. I don't know. He's going to use that against you to be see, you don't even have time for your assignment. You can't even do your assignment. Why do you think you can get up and get on a podcast. Like, you literally can't even talk to people. Like, you're so awkward and socially awkward. You can't pick up a mic. You literally have never even edited a day in your life. What makes you think you can vlog? Like, all these things, and it's just to stop you from doing what God has called you to. Isn't that insane? He knows what God has called you to is so special. He wants to stop that. And so I started to believe that, like, yeah, maybe I can't do it all, you know? And there's some wisdom in knowing that you need help, and knowing that, like, there's only 24 hours in a day, you know? There's only 24 hours in a day. And I cannot do every single thing, but I can do it all. You know what I mean? And me being able to do it all is going to be a sign of God's strength. Like, I can have a podcast and a YouTube and a Substack and a clothing brand and do PR. I can do it all. And me being able to do it all and doing it well is going to be a sign of his strength, not my weakness. Like, me doing it all is not going to look, I'm not going to look weak. I'm not going to look like a failure, you know, as much as he tries to tell me that I will. I'm going to be able to do it all, and I'm going to be able to do it with his grace, and it's going to be a sign of his glory and his strength. Period. So, yeah, that's just what I have in mind right now. I think right now what I am trying to figure out is, like, what do I say in my podcast that's different from the vlogs? Because now the vlogs, I just like talking to you guys in these, so they're not really like vlogs. I mean, I still could show you a little bit of what I do in a day-to-day basis. I could do that. But yeah, it always feels like I'm preaching. Like, I'm writing a devotional every morning I wake up, you know, and then I'm supposed to, and then I pick up a mic and I talk for an hour. And then I vlog and I'm talking, you know what I mean? It always feels like I'm talking, and I think it always feels like it's too much. Like, I think at one point the devil was also telling me, like, your voice doesn't need to be heard. You've said all you can say. You don't have much else to say. And I think that's a lie too. I really think that's a lie, because I believed that for a while, and then I haven't done my podcast really, like, truly in a while, because I believed that I had nothing to say. There is also power in, like, you know, like, looking at yourself, like, having some perspective and be like, maybe I need to take a break from some things. That's different than, like, the devil telling you, like, oh, your voice doesn't matter. You know, if you're like, I need a break from this, I need to just take some time to regroup, re-strategize, nourish my body, nourish my mind, that makes sense. But what he was mainly telling me was, like, you're all out of things to say. How much more can you say? You're writing every day, you're vlogging every day, and then you're gonna hop on a podcast. So, like, what else can you say? But that's not true. A light set on a hill, you don't put a light under a bed. You set it up so that everyone can see it. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think right now now I'm accepting I will do it all. I will. And God is going to help me do it all, and I will do it all, and it's going to be beautiful. And I don't have to do it all of them, every single thing at once, but I will do it all, and more. I will do it all and more, and with God's help and with his like strength and all that stuff. And then also, oh my gosh, my forehead is like on full display. This is really vulnerable. It all is just like a blend of everything. I hope you're not sick of me, because I'm not sick of you. You know, I'm not sick of you. So I hope you're not sick of me, because I love you. I do. And the role of an artist is to tell the people what they don't see. And I want you to see what I see, which is abundance and holiness and a deeply, deeply lost and flawed world and people that need saving. And I'm seeing so many like people wanting to take their lives, people who are taking their lives, and I have thought about that too. Like I've thought about it for a while. I mean, I've like, if you guys are watching, you know, like sometimes everything is just not okay up here, but that is not a sign of my weakness. It's a sign of God's strength that I'm still here today and that you're still here today. And it's a lie. Like, it really is a lie. And I really hope that you don't take it personally when your mind says that you don't belong and that you're not worth it and that you are better off, you know, dead. It's a lie, and it's not even about you. Like, he's not even saying it to you. He's just saying it to whoever will listen. And if we listen to the voice and we give in, then he's won. So please, just anytime you feel that way, please just put on some worship music and let God speak to you. You know, pray, talk to somebody, please. And yeah, I love you. I do. I'm ending this like a podcast. I don't know if I'll like put in more footage. Maybe I will. I'm going out with my friend tonight. We're going to a jazz bar, a jazz like place. They have food, they serve food, and then they have jazz people play every night. So we're gonna do that, and I'll show you some clips of that. What the heck? That's what a vlog is, isn't it? So I'll show you some clips of that, and we'll see. We're moving this on. We're pushing the truck day by day. I am going to get back on my Sunday vlog vibe, no matter what it is. Even if it's just like a quick little video like this, you will hear from me. I'm trying to say every Sunday would be good, or every Monday. How about this? How about I post a vlog every other Monday, and then the alternate Mondays will be podcasts. That is not a bad idea. No, but we'll see. We'll see. I could probably just also stick to Sunday vlogs, and then podcasts every other Monday. Yeah, I think the podcast will need to be bi-weekly for now, as I get back into the swing of things. Work is picking up a lot. It's definitely a lot more than it was when I first started, so I think it's because I've got the hang of things, so I'm being assigned more responsibilities, which makes sense, but it's a lot. So when I'm done with work, I'm normally so tired, but don't worry. I love you. Okay, I'll talk to you later, okay? Okay. You're gonna see me at jazz next, and then I'll end the video. Bye.
That's cute. Wait.